Hey, and with that being said, what up, what up? Hey, man, what's happening? Good people, I love the energy that we got going today. I love it when I get these brothers in the same room. We talk about what we need to talk about, man. Welcome back to the show, man. It's Word to the Wise. Wise words from wise brothers, as always. If you don't know, you will know. And if you do know, tell somebody, man, to comment, like, subscribe, man. Follow the movement, get down with the team. But you see my boy G Rule with the word to the wise zone. You know how we get down. As always, I got my brothers in here with me. I know how we do. I know how we get down. I just mentioned him. That's my boy, the G Rule. He do his thing. You know, I got my boy OG stay in the building. He had the thing done. It's your boy Hum. Shouts out to my boy LD. Stay on the move. And always shouts out to my producer, Johnny Bravito. That's how we get down, man. We're a word to the wise brand. We do what we got to do. I know how we get down. And usually I would say for us at this point in time, y'all know I love to roll right into that bitch of the week. But I did this a few weeks ago and I feel like I need to do it again. Just give a real nigga award. You feel what I'm saying? And I gotta give a big shout out to all the men that came to the first Wise Talk. All the men that came to the first Wise Talk, because there's gonna be many more. So don't feel like you missed out on nothing. We're going city to city, we're doing different things. But for the first one that we kicked off, it was such a nice and beautiful experience for men to come together and we could just kick it. You know what I'm saying? No distractions, no ifs, ands, or buts. But if you want to come in here and you know what I'm saying, give your not necessarily give your life up, talk about whatever you want to talk about. But we have rules, we have guidelines, we got stuff we coming in. We coming in here to just be kicking it with the fellas, getting high and drunk, all that bull jive. Nah. We coming in here, set a mood, set a scene, we'll get something to eat, we'll put something in our glass, and we're gonna talk about what we need to talk about to be better men. So we don't gotta talk about that shit no more. You feel what I'm saying? So big shout out to all the men that came through for that. And that's a PSA up for all my other men that's in my life. I'm telling you, we starting this brand, we starting this out. So get with your boy, pay attention to our social media, man. It's going up, it's going down, man. The wise talks are here. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, and as always, with that being said, I'm done talking about that because you know we got a little this that so we can start talking about what we talking about today because this might help you in the long run if you actually think about it. Who knows? I can't be you, you can't be me. So are y'all ready?
Yes, sir. What we got?
Today, fellas, the theme of what we got going on is the battles that we don't talk about. So it's about the men's struggles. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna touch on the real question a little later on, but I gotta get y'all warmed up. What is the biggest struggle for you when you walk out your door to go to work or whatever the case may be in the morning? Being seen as a threat or not being seen at all.
For me, it's a threat off top. Nigga, I'm fucking 6'3", 230, bro. Like when I had waves, I don't got no face tattoos. I don't got visible tattoos. My clothes don't represent somebody who look like they'll rob you. And I've seen people cross the street. I've seen people flush their purses. I've seen people look at me from 50 feet away to right beside me to watch them turn their head multiple times. And I know you're not attracted to me. Like, no, it ain't one of them. Uh, yeah, you didn't even want, I said good morning, smiled, and you looked at me, didn't say nothing, and kept on moving. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna say it's always gonna be a threat because this world just made it to be a evil thing to be a large black man. So, yeah,
So Ruto, let me know.
I was gonna say a threat because of specifically because of the field that I work in. Seeing a black man in software engineering is a threat to one, the Indian culture, because they think they know everything, and then he's like, "What y'all doing be outdated? What ain't right?" And then you got the other man that don't like us anyway from jump. So I got threats from all types of sides because it's just like, first of all, black. I don't look like a nerd, but
Mm,
I'm just as smart as every nigga in the room that I walk in the room with.
yep.
that's good. I like that though. Because where I was gonna go with it, I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I'm gonna go with not being seen at all. And I mean just from the avenue of when you see me, it's like oh yeah, this nigga's with it. And it's like, no, I'm not with it. I struggle with that with people because it's like, yeah, because you gotta think, I've been telling people this, but they think it's funny, but it's really shit I ever say. I'm big enough to just be considered big. You get what I'm saying? I'm not too tall, but I ain't short. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would never
Yeah.
consider me short. I'm not like a built guy, but I'm not like skinny either. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just big enough to be big. You feel what I'm saying? It's like they always see me as some type of threat. So I necessarily don't necessarily struggle with that. What I struggle with is like, oh, they see me, they like, oh man, man, he here, he ain't here to compete, he ain't here to do this. Be like, what you mean? Like, I ain't here to do that. That's exactly what the fuck I'm here to do. Think I'm
Yeah.
here to play with y'all? Like, no. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not here to. You think just because I ain't six forever, I can't dribble a basketball, or I must be able to do something with it if I'm out here with the starters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel what I'm saying? I must be able to do something, right? You feel me? Especially in football, it's like, oh, well, he's supposed to be this, he's supposed to be that, and it's like, what? I
I'm
don't
a,
play
I'm
with
a,
that.
I'm gonna get you to change your perspective right quick and give us a different perspective, bro. Move back to what Red said, like where he's saying he don't look nerdy, he just as smart as everybody else. I struggle with that too because just in the real life, I am large, extra large black man, and look like
I was
I
say you can't
can
figure it
take
out.
your ass down with my hands. But at the same time, like he said, I we was just talking about it. I have a corporate struggle of being the only black male in management in damn near my entire 800 people company.
That's quack.
So give that perspective. What about like not
I
being
would give
seen
you
there?
this too, though. But just to, like I said, I'm glad you said it, though, because working where I work, I'm working in a woman-dominated field. If I'm being completely honest, and it's me
Hmm.
being the guy to come near. I don't feel threatened by any of them, just because I'm just a product of myself. That's just my inner confidence. When I walk in the room, I'm not worried about what else does because at a certain point in time, I feel like if I'm a person, just me and my personality, if I feed into the threat and all this other stuff, I'm not gonna want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And if you know
Hmm.
me as anything, if I don't want to be in a certain room, I'd slowly start to do stupid stuff to get myself out of that room. You feel what I'm saying? But I struggle more so with just people underestimate me a lot. And that's across the board sometimes. Maybe because it's like I'm such a this, maybe it's my presence, my ambience, whatever the case may be. But that's just a struggle for me more so than anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say is like the only reason I say I don't struggle with not being seen is because in my field, my work speaks for itself. So like they might not see me in the beginning, but then when I do something, then it's like, who the one programmed that? Who put this piece of code in that fixed this problem? Now I'm seen. Now it's hard for me not to be seen. Now I'm a threat to somebody who already been there who couldn't fix this problem.
Like, so I feel you. I feel you. Gonna roll on to the next one, though, fellas. This is gonna be a good one, and then we're gonna hit our question. We're gonna go into what we're talking about. Suppressing your feelings or expressing your feelings.
I got a problem expressing because this world then showed us that they don't give a fuck how a black man feel, and it don't matter if that's the world, corporate, a relationship, all this stuff. Man, it come down to it. Um, is they might say the black woman is the most unprotected being in this world. The black man is the most unheard person in this world. Not our word is not given the true depth and change and perspective it has. It can definitely make change and lead the world in a way that I feel like is best for all. Because as black men, we're because we're the most suppressed, we have to be the one that's the most accepting of things. So with that being said, if we're always accepting everything, that means our thought process is gonna be damn near good for all, typically. So
Hey, I like that. We talk.
You said it's either do we struggle with suppressing our feelings or expressing our feelings?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I struggle more with suppressing my feelings a lot. I mean, because it's the easy thing to do. That's what we taught to do growing up. is to suppress our feelings and just keep moving and be a man about it. Where sometimes you just be like, I gotta get this shit off my chest. Fuck if you want to, fuck if you want to hear it, fuck if you care. I just gotta get this shit off my chest. Because at the end of the day, it makes me feel better.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to that point where, yeah, growing up, you don't want to show no emotions. I'm a man. I gotta keep it all in. But then you get to the age where it's like that's harming me more than it's helping me. So I want to express how I feel. I don't care how you feel about it, but I just need to get what's on my chest off my chest so that I feel better.
Or I like that. I like that. Because I was kind of torn in between this. Because at a certain point in time, yeah, I do talk a lot of shit. So expressing my feelings is. But then too, though, I would be the nigga to harbor it up until a point. You know, I might not be pissed about 10 people cutting me off, but that 11th nigga that cut me off might want to run that nigga off the road. You feel what I'm saying? That's just, kind of where I'm at. I will say this though, for me to pick, to be honest though, I would say expressing my feelings just because of the way I need to express. I think I need to express it a hell of a lot better than what I do. You know what I mean? Because like I said, even with something as far as just if it does bother me, I can say it right there on the spot, but I don't need to make a big deal. Sometimes I feel as a married man, and like you said, often unheard, often on this, whenever I say something, I feel like I got to say this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it got to be said to where motherfucker can hear what I got to say. So we don't come back to the same observation again. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm gonna pick the expressing the part because suppressing it, I could do that a little easier than what I need to do, but I'm not here to be fucking psychiatrist to myself. That's what we fuck up, in my opinion. But needless to say, fellas, the point of our whole this or that, and our whole talk today is I'm gonna talk about men's struggles because if it's your significant other, it's your family, it's your work, your co-workers, it's yourself, it's whatever the case may be. As men, we struggle with things, and I think as us being such beings, and then just to go a step further, as being black men and black beings, we have a certain level of things that I think often go so overlooked when we're talking about our struggles. So I was here today with my fellas, and we're gonna address a few of them. Not all of them, because too many to talk about for us to be doing all that, but a few of them is to bring to our attention. So I ask you, fellas, what are some of your everyday struggles? Rearrange headphones, but so they get big.
Here, I go. For me right now, I think mainly is doing a job that I'm overqualified for and
Gotcha.
not being able to move up to where I should be. Right now I'm in a position of where I'm taking a job and it's like, damn, I could be doing way more better work than this shit. It's really mundane, boring, outdated, and it's not where I really want to be at in my career. But I also have to sit back and realize it is just a stepping stone to get back on my feet and get myself going. So it's a struggle to be like, I want to complain and do more, but I also have to realize that this is just a stepping stone to get back to where I was at in my career. And so it's a struggle that battle back and forth of like, man, bro, this job here is so boring. Like I'm getting paid this much money to sit here and chill most of the time, which is gravy in most folks' eyes. But in somebody in my eyes, where it's like I could be doing a hell of a lot more, making a hell of a lot more money.
Mhm.
It's a struggle.
You're a high performer, bro. And high
I like that.
performers, we don't look for money and a title typically. We look for a challenge.
Exactly.
I
And
like
there's
that.
no challenge right now. So it's a
Ooh,
struggle with no challenge.
I'm gonna go this way with it. I struggle with being my old self or being who I am present. And let me explain. Because I am growing in such ways, I struggle with letting the little things go. You know what I'm saying? Like letting go of that instant gratification that I be seeking sometimes. Letting go of that. If I've been doing this, you should at least see this and should count towards this when I do something stupid. You feel what I'm saying? In a relationship standpoint. Even when I did myself, if I set a goal, this is what I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna do it. Either I can go about it like I used to think about it, or I can go about it like I've been trained in myself to think about it and discipline myself to think about it and go about it in certain ways. Because it's like just like a small example. Told myself when I go to work. I'm gonna stop getting in these damn vending machines. But it's a struggle because it's so boring at work. You get done at a certain point in time. Sometimes I get the munchies. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man. But I've been doing a whole lot better with, let's say, the going to work because I just bring snacks. You feel what I'm saying? It's something that small that can fix my health with that struggle. But I do struggle with it every day because sometimes I'll be just getting out of the house or whatever the case may be. But I think that's something that we need to talk about a little bit more in depth another time. But struggling with my own self as opposed to who I am at this point in time, because it could be as easy to be me, the old me. Definitely hard to walk in my discipline what I need to now. You feel what I'm saying? What else? What else? What's some other struggles?
Man,
Throw them out
man, I struggle with fucking taking bigger risk.
there.
And I said it on the lines of y'all heard the term go big or go home, man. And in certain aspects of my life, when it comes to like for example, the physical aspect of my life, I have no problem doing it at all. Nigga, whether that's sports, the gym, if I say I'm gonna make a commitment to something, I can do that. When it comes to life decisions or big money moves, I struggle very hard with it. I struggle with that at work sometimes when it comes to making a more decisive, riskier decision. Sometimes, most of the time, I make great decisions, but at the same time, there's more, there's riskier situations, more where you would want to be more cautious, where some people would just jump. I ain't just a just jump nigga, because like we said, the other man can just jump and fail and get another chance. I can jump and fail, and it'll be my job.
It's
You
true.
feel me?
That's a good struggle. I think that's for another one to be is I think I struggle with what I'm saying, necessarily in a sense, not necessarily saying the same thing, but I do struggle with being myself sometimes. You know what I mean? Because like I don't want to be too known, too seen in certain areas. But then again, because I just don't be wanting to take on the responsibility and bullshit that comes with it. Sometimes I'll be honest, I kind of shy away from that. Just to be because like I said, especially when you retired in the work, I try not to be the best nigga here because I know they're gonna ask me to do more shit, but it's so inevitable most of the time because I end up just becoming the nigga in it. But that is a struggle. I deal with that. Something real quick, fellas, real quick. You know.
Mm-hmm. Um, Another struggle is sometimes, it's like it's always hard to not be positive all the time.
True.
Sometimes you get in the
Mhm.
moods where it's just like
That's good.
ain't shit going right, ain't nothing going right. So it's just like, how can I possibly be positive about this? Or the mountain that you got that you see in front of you that you about to climb, it just looks so daunting that it's just like,
Mhm.
bruh, what if this don't go right? And it's okay, and I just want to say it's okay to have that feeling sometimes, but you gotta also try to find a way to fight through that struggle to see the light and the positivity in it. But it's definitely a struggle to always see the positivity.
I'm a piggyback off what you said, bro. I struggle with balancing my fucking life,
Good. Like that. That's a good way to finish
bro.
it.
I struggle so much with that shit. From the we name so many different aspects of your life, from your work to your relationship to how you're viewed in all of those aspects. Then you take your own personal headspace and what you want to do for yourself. From do you want to hit the gym? Do you want to do some extra shit? Do you want to read? Do you want to play the video game? Do you want to do more things with your family? Man, putting all that shit into fucking 24 hours and then trying to spread that shit across 7 days all the time, constantly, how consistent you want to be doing all of those things. Do you got the capacity? Nigga, did you sleep?
Mm.
Did you go buy yourself something? Did you, nigga, how many hours did you sleep? Did you sleep only three and a half and a 30-minute nap? Nigga, that's
Man,
not enough.
man, that's true. Man. That's a good one, man, fellas. I like that. That's good, man. Like I said to me though, and that's good. Man. That's a good little talk there. I like that. That's some good struggles that we necessarily work with and deal with. And for us to go ahead and roll in and holler at you, boy, I'm gonna go ahead and holler at y'all because although we talked about these struggles, I think the most magnificent thing or intriguing thing about this, especially in our Black men, we overcome these struggles every day. And we keep pushing forward to keep trying to be the men we know we need to be. So I implore everybody to understand that as kids, we need to instill this in our kids how much the man and the woman works, because we never like to highlight us without highlighting our significant others. But we're just telling y'all because we can't speak from a woman's perspective that what they struggle with. Can't tell you what a woman's mind is, but I can tell you what a man mind be. Tell you what we have to deal with. And I can tell you that these struggles don't defeat us majority of the time. And in those small moments of times when they do defeat us, understand that that's what makes us human. That's what gives us our grounding that we need to get up the next day and keep going forward and doing it. Same thing we struggle with, going through the same motions we went through. Make sure everybody's in their collective places and doing what they're supposed to do from every aspect of life, from our work standpoint, from our family standpoint, from our friends standpoint, and then that fourth one that we often necessarily don't even have time for most of the time, but we make time for with is ourselves. So as a Black man, to all the Black men in the world, Wyze, we here. That's why we having the Wyze talks. Check in, you feel what I'm saying? But just know from everybody else that those everyday struggles we deal with, we overcome. And y'all keep overcoming. And y'all keep building off of it. And y'all keep going forward with it. Because there's no other way that we can go. We here. You feel what I'm saying? And with that being said, you can find us on the it's that Instagram thing that we talk about. Then it's the new thing these kids doing. It's just tick and the top. But you know us as some OGs, niggas that was, leaning and rocking and stuff like that. We was cranking that. We happen on YouTube. We good on there too. You feel what I'm saying? Find that word to the wise. Good episodes, man. We shouts out to everybody showing us love and viewing our shows, man, because we dropping them every week. Regardless if it's Monday or Friday, I don't know what time it is. You will get one of these episodes. So stop trying to play us like we don't know what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, you might get an episode today if I get too early enough. You feel what I'm saying? But with that being said, I got my Wyze brothers with me. I got the G Rue in the building. I got my boy OG here with us. Shouts out to my boy LD. Shouts out to my producer, you feel me saying? Johnny Bravito. As always, it's your boy Hump. Y'all know how we get down, man. Y'all stay wise and stay up, man.